Gaming on the Poco X7 Pro actually surprised me. So listen to this. In some multiplayer games, you can actually get 120 FPS like locked in, and in very heavy titles like Genshin Impact, you can actually get 60 FPS at all the settings maxed out. So that's how good this smartphone is. But there is one small issue with a single game on this smartphone, which I'll talk about later in this video. So without wasting any precious time, let us begin. Now I started this review with 100% battery and the temperature is around 30-31 degrees Celsius. So first up, we'll be playing 4 small games like Subway Surfers, a cricket game, a table tennis game and a football game. These are very smaller titles and these ran smoothly. Of course, these had no issues, no hiccups. The frame rates were smooth, locked in. So if you are a very light gamer, you will have no issues. And at the end of playing all these games, the temperature was around at 34 degrees, say 35 degrees to round it off, and at 95% battery. So up until now, everything is smooth. So let's start playing some bigger games. Now in Asphalt Legends, I cranked up all the settings, like literally everything was cranked up, and I have to say this smartphone worked really well. The frame rate was definitely above 60-70 FPS. There was no issues whatsoever, and like there was not even a single moment where there was a lag or hiccup, nothing. It ran smoothly. Now if you are a person who loves Asphalt or any racing game for that matter, this smartphone can handle that with ease. And after half an hour of playing this game, this smartphone reached around 35.3 degrees and was at 90% battery. And at this moment, I really didn't feel any sort of heating, nothing was there. Like only around the camera area, there was a light like sensation, nothing, no warmth, nothing. Like you can feel, the chip getting a little warm, but nothing major, but it was super minor. Now moving on to Call of Duty. First, I kept this game at the max setting possible, like whatever settings can be maxed out, I kept it at that, and at those settings this smartphone got a solid 60 FPS. Like there was no drops, 59-60 FPS. It was locked in. You get smooth 60 FPS gaming. Now if you're someone who loves better graphics but still wants a smooth gameplay, you can actually do that in this smartphone. But say if you're someone who wants that smooth, ultra smooth 120 FPS gaming experience, like more than 90 or say 120 FPS, then this smartphone can do that too. Now in Call of Duty, you can actually keep the graphics at medium. You need not go to low. You can actually keep it at medium and keep the frame rate at ultra and still get 120 or 90 FPS. So you get 120 FPS in the multiplayer mode, and in Battle Royale mode you get 90 FPS. But still, be it in both the modes, the gaming experience is ultra smooth. Now I'm surprised how well this game ran, because be it in the multiplayer mode or in the Battle Royale mode, the 120 FPS and the 90 FPS respectively were locked in. Like there was no drops, again no lag, no drop frames, nothing. It was consistent, and that actually surprised me because this is a 25,000 rupees phone and performance in such a demanding title was flawless. And at the end of the gaming session, the temperature was around 37.6 degrees and the battery life was at 84 degrees. And again, the heating sensation was still the same. It didn't grow. So I think that was good. Now moving on to most of your favorites, BGMI. Now I first tested this out again at the max possible settings, and at this settings, this smartphone definitely gave solid 60 FPS, and sometimes it might go around like 64-65, but never drop below 60. So again, if you love really good graphics but still want smooth experience, then you can do that in BGMI. But there was one thing that I noticed when I changed the settings to smooth and the frame rate to extreme. So as you know, in Call of Duty, when I did that, lower the graphic settings and increase the frame rate, you actually got 120 FPS or 90 FPS depending on the mode. But here that didn't happen. So in smooth graphic settings and extreme frame rates, I only got 60 FPS. But of course it was locked in, no drop frames or nothing, but only 60 FPS. Now I really don't know why that is. I'm pretty sure it is some issue either from Poco side or from BGMI side, some software optimization issue. But if you want to get 120 FPS on BGMI, you actually can't get that right now. Now that was kind of disappointing because, you know, after playing Call of Duty and there you're getting 90 FPS and 120 FPS, when I tried the same here, not getting that was kind of disappointing, because I know for a fact that this smartphone can definitely achieve that, but not being able to get that was kind of disappointing. If someone from Poco, that is Xiaomi, is watching, or if someone from BGMI, the team, is watching, please send a software update to fix this issue, because this smartphone can handle that and I really want users to experience that. But at the end of the gaming session, the smartphone was at 36.5 degrees and at 79% battery. Yes, the temperature was slightly less than Call of Duty. It could be maybe, you know, it was not pushed to these extreme frame rates, but still, it is still a good temperature. There was no overheating, so that's great. Now moving on to the biggest game of them all, Genshin Impact. Now I maxed out all the settings, like I didn't even keep it at low. I literally maxed out all the settings and I was surprised, because at all the settings maxed out, you could actually get solid 60 FPS, no drop frames. Like even during heavy action scenes, like, you know, you're killing other, you know, these ogres like things, you didn't get any drop frames. It was smooth. Now even when I kept on, you know, zooming in and out, there was no drop frames. It was buttery smooth. Now of course you can't get 120 FPS for this game, but still getting rock solid 60 FPS consistently without any drop frames despite all the graphical settings being maxed out is an amazing thing, considering that this here is a 25,000 rupees smartphone. So after playing Genshin Impact, this is when the smartphone actually got a little warm. So the temperature was at 41.4 degrees Celsius and the battery life was at 68%. So after Genshin Impact, I actually felt some warmth on the smartphone, and it was on the top left hand portion, near the camera area. It was not uncomfortably warm or anything. It was definitely warm. It was not hot and all, but you could actually feel that around that entire perimeter. So yeah, if you play a lot of Genshin Impact, then expect some heating around the camera region. So overall, in my experience testing out the Poco X7 Pro, I think this here is an amazing smartphone, like amazing performance oriented smartphone. And if you are a gamer who doesn't want to spend like loads of money, like 50,000 or 70,000 on a flagship, then please get this smartphone, because you can actually play, you know, really demanding titles at 90 FPS or 120 FPS without worrying about heating or battery life. Now of course I know BGMI doesn't really get you 120 FPS, even though this smartphone can do that. So I think a software update will fix that, but let's really hope that comes soon. So if anyone from Poco or the BGMI team is watching, please make that happen. But other than that, in my opinion, this here is definitely one of the best mid-range gaming smartphones that you can buy right now. So testing is in full swing and I will come up with the long-term review really soon. So make sure you subscribe to see that. So thanks for watching, and this here is Suman signing off once again. Catch you later.